All right, Shalom. It's the brothers from GMS Atlanta, named Barazal, and
Yada.
we want to start out by giving all praises to
Yahweh,
Hashem, Yahweh
Yahweh Shai.
Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and a Shalom to all the Akim out there pushing the word in sincerity and in truth. And we just want to entitle this "Examine Everything," because nothing is far-fetched. All right, you got to keep your eyes on the prize, and you got to make sure that you have a sense of awareness, man. It's a lot of things that's going on, a lot of prophecies that's jumping off. It's a lot of demonic infiltration in these different camps. A lot of spirits that's trying to jump on, us as individuals, men of the faith. So you got to make sure that you examine things, always, in a fight or whenever you on a battlefield, your eyes got to be always aware, man. You got to look, in front of you, the enemies in front of you. You got to make sure that there's no enemies behind you. You got to basically have a 360-degree vision, so to speak. So, we want to just go into that, hopefully brothers will be edified because, this is very, very important in this truth. Examination is very critical in the faith of ours. So if you want to go ahead and start with that, Corinthians.
All right, 1 Corinthians 13:5. Doth not behave itself unseemly, seeketh.
Let's see. 2 Corinthians 13:5, excuse me.
2 Corinthians 13:5. Examine yourselves whether ye be in the faith. Yep. Prove your own selves.
See, the scripture says, examine yourselves whether ye be in the faith. So that's Paul speaking to the church of Corinth to examine themselves, which is spread about to us now. It says, examine yourself whether ye be in the faith. All right, this truth is all about constant examination. And a lot of men, they come in this truth, and throughout the duration of years, they get comfortable. They feel like, all right, I got it. I've been doing this for a number of years. I know what the scriptures say. I know what the Spirit of the Most High is saying. Through pride and lack of examination, a lot of men fall out. This truth is about humility. If you're of a humble mind, you're going to look at yourself. You're going to critique yourself. You're going to have a contrite mind and always in the mentality of developing yourself. Because spirits creep on us all the time. They try to creep and alter our mindset. And you got to have a sense of awareness to even catch them spirits when they jump on you. A lot of men, spirits jump on them and be living all in their spirit, man. Through what? Lack of examination. So the scriptures say what?
Examine yourselves whether ye be in the faith.
Whether ye be in the faith. That's why the scriptures also say count the cost, whether you suffice to finish it. A lot of men, they come in this and they see the so-called glamour of being an Israelite, basically coming against the so-called white man, getting and rebuking our people, but they don't really count the cost. They don't really examine the full essence of this thing, man. They don't examine the sufferings, what it takes, the hardships, the blood, sweat, and tears that it actually takes to even receive the glory. We're trying to receive the glory, but it takes a lot to receive that, Keep going.
Prove your own selves.
Prove yourself. Are you a man of the Lord? What do you have to work on to better yourself in the spirit? If you feel like you're lacking in the faith, fix it. Pray. Pray for more faith. How about Shem Yahweh Shai? Of course, brothers have the name. Pray, in the name of the Most High and the Son, give to me more faith. All right, not the liar Amma one. Give to me faith. Whether you need knowledge, wisdom, examination skills, humility, all those different things you should have lodged in your mind so that you can constantly grow and flow in this thing, man. You shouldn't be stagnant in this truth. This truth is about being a part of those living waters. This scriptures is known as living waters. And living waters that come inside of you should be flowing through you. You don't want to have these waters come in you and you get clogged up. Because at that moment, that leads to instant death. So that's why the scriptures say, prove yourself. When you prove gold, what do? You take it and you try it through the refinery. So we get tried to even be proven. All right. You have to look at yourself on all aspects if you're even ready to even endure the time of Jacob's trouble. You have Jake jumping up. Yeah, the time of Jacob's trouble. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna be cutting these off. We don't know how it's gonna go in the spirit. Some men might be thrown into the concentration camps, man. certain men have to suffer, you know, for the name of Yahweh Shai's sake. The scripture says that in Revelations. You don't know how the coin is going to flip. So you got to examine everything, just like we said in the title, because nothing is far-fetched, you know. Keep going.
Know ye not your own selves?
See that? Know ye not your own selves? Paul's asking the question. You don't even know. You guys don't even know yourselves, you know. You're supposed to examine yourself. Keep going.
How that Yahweh Shai Mashiach is in you.
How that the Most High, the anointed Savior, Yahweh Shai Mashiach, or the anointed deliverer, you know, is in you. Keep going.
Except ye be reprobates.
Except ye be reprobates. And we're not looking to be reprobates. So that's why he entitled it to examine yourself. You know, pay attention. You know, Jake be dozing off in the truth, man. Jake be aware for a second and then get that nudge, and then you got a nudge like, yo, man, wake up, man. Get yourself together, man. Keep your eye on the prize, man. You know, Jacob, they eventually start dozing, man. The type of guys, man, they not worthy of the battlefield, man, because they'll die and they'll lead you to instant death, man. That's why you got to be up and ready, man. In the spirit, you have to be jolted and energetic, you know, because you don't know what's finna come. Every day is a new day. Every day is a new battle. You know, every day is something that's weighing on the spirit. It's always some type of new burden, you know, some type of new trial that we have to face. So you got to pay attention, you know. You have to be very attentive in this truth so that you don't slack and slouch in this truth and fall by the wayside. You had some more on that?
I can read one more verse.
Okay.
But I trust that ye shall know that we are not reprobates.
See that? But I trust that ye shall know that we are not reprobates. In order to be not a reprobate, void of judgment, you examine things, man. In this truth, you have to be a constant examiner. You got to be like a spy in this truth, man. First thing you should be spying on is yourself, you know, looking at the secret parts of you, you know, magnifying them, looking and seeing your flaws and different things that you have, your weak points, like me and the brother was just discussing off camera, and looking to enhance them and shatter those strongholds that you personally have on yourself so that you gradually advance. So when it's a new tier of brothers that you know, still have old demons, you know, old infestations from the world, you know how to examine them and build them up in the same manner. You know, because the spiritual demon Satan is always working, man. These spirits never get off the clock. They always jumping in some brother's head. They always messing with some brother, whether it's through their woman, whether it's through their job, you know, anything. So you got to always have that spirit, man. You got to keep the spirit on you, and you can't slack. You know, this truth is not about slacking and slouching, man. When you're on the battlefield, you have to be awoke. You have to keep your mind, you know, basically etched on a path. Because the second that you sleep, that could be a sniper that shoot your goddamn head off, man. The second you can sleep, that might be what they call it, basically when the different troops, ambush. It could be an ambush that you actually fall into. So you got to pay attention, man. You know, you have to examine everything. You got a little bit more of this.
That's it.
And you go get Sirach 5 and 15. Well, I have it up right here. Sirach 5 and 15 right there.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. Sirach, Ecclesiasticus 5 and 15. Be not ignorant of anything in a great matter or a small.
See that? Be not ignorant. You're not supposed to ignore anything, so whether it's a great matter or a small, whether it's the big macro things of this truth or the micro. Here it is. We know that America is going to be destroyed, you know, by thermonuclear missiles. World War III is on the horizon. Different things is coming about to this place. You got to be aware of what's going on in that. You know, seeing what's going on in the news, looking at the progress of what's going on. You know, how these different, you know, troops is actually gathering. You know, being a watchman. Like I said, as a macro or micro, whether it's a great or a small. When it comes to the small of dictating and understanding different things within your body, within your camp, you know, within, you know, amongst brothers, what's actually current in the spirit, you know, you got to have a sense of self-awareness, man. Read that over.
Ecclesiasticus 5:15. Be not ignorant of anything in a great matter or a small.
See that? Be not ignorant of anything, whether a great matter or a small, because that's very important. When you go into nutrition and you look at certain people, you know, that take care of their bodies, if you don't have the proper minerals, whether it's a micro mineral or macro mineral, that can disrupt your whole body's flow. You know, you got trace minerals, you have minor minerals in your body that your body actually has that needs to be taken care of, you know, or it could disrupt the whole flow of things, man. So that's an example of how it's important to examine everything and make sure that everything is maintained. Same thing with a car, man. You know, you got to make sure that everything is on point in that car for it to be fully running. You know, got to be a so-called, you know, well-oiled machine. A lot of men, they don't maintain their cars, man. They spiritual cars. They don't, you know, put the right gas in it. They don't maintain it, change the oil out after a certain number of miles. You know, get the maintenance up. They don't pay attention in the spirit, and they wonder why the engine lock up. All right. They wonder why basically the car broken down, the tires all jacked up, can't get nowhere. Because you ain't maintaining. This truth is about maintenance. When you see them spirits jumping in your mind and jumping on you, you gotta sit down and break them strongholds, man. You gotta pray. Sometimes it takes where you have to sit back from the camp a day, you know, a day or two, you know, just examine and say, pray to the Lord, take a fast, you know, go to a brother that's of, you know, that's a clear-minded individual and let them know what's going on with you, a trustworthy brother in the truth. Let them know what's going on with you and, you know, what's the best counsel for certain situations, because demons is working heavy, man. And they're looking to devour. They're looking to devour the weakest individuals. And if you're weak, get strength. Pray for strength. You know?
I add to your point too.
Yeah.
And one thing too, you know, a lot of times, you know, I've seen with certain brothers, man, you know, they think that really it's you know, you're only working for camp day. Like really you gotta be diligent and getting those demons up off of you 24/7, man. It's a 24/7, 365, you know, thing. It's not just about, okay, I'm gonna, you know, prepare for camp day, and, you know, I'm gonna labor, you know, and study all week to get to camp. Like, nah, I mean, a part of you know, this walk, you know, this thing of ours, you know, as Apostle Bar goes into, is, you know, you gotta be constantly in the spirit of self-improvement. You know, it's not just about, you know, getting certain precepts, certain understanding to go out on the highways and byways and push it out. You know, really it emanates and starts from inside, and then it's just, you know, it gets displayed openly on camp day. Mm-hmm. But really, you know, you're supposed to be building day in and day out, and like you know, brothers going into heavy, you know, working on getting certain strongholds up off you every single day, because, you know, one thing too, you know, you might defeat a demon today, but it might be camping out, you know, waiting for you to get weak in 2 weeks. So just because you defeat that demon, you know, for the day or for the interim time, that don't mean you want to fight that battle again and fight that battle, you know, stronger or heavier. Mm-hmm. You know, because, you know, that, you know, the scriptures speak about, you know, we're tried through the fire of adversity. You know, that's part of walking this, man. Is, you know, there's certain things that, yeah, we are weak in, certain things that we're strong in, but, you know, through that adversity, through those trials, you know, you become stronger in your weaknesses, and hopefully your strengths become even stronger.
That's right. I got a precept for you too. This is 1 Corinthians 11 and 28. But let a man examine himself, and so let him eat of that bread and drink of that cup.
So, you know, just with that, just once again, just examine yourself, you know, and eat the bread, you know, eat the word, man, you know, eat and consume the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, you know, in that cup, you know, that's the hardships we go through. Yeah. You know, it ain't just about eating bread, you know, and getting the word, or it ain't just about just going through constant hell. It's a balance. You know, the Most High always does in balance. It's about a little, you know, the more bread and the more, you know, more word and spirit of Yahweh Shem I consume, the better equipped I am to go through the things I have to walk through.
Exactly.
And then the more things I walk through, when I go back to the scriptures and filter it through the scriptures, the more understanding I have. And then I'm able to, once again, you know, I'm able to attack those situations with more wisdom and more efficiently. And then also too, the brother went into earlier as well, you're better able to guide men coming in after you. That's a big part of this too. You know, is we exchange talents. You know, we exchange spiritual gifts. You know, certain things I may be weak in, this brother might be strong in. You know, certain things I might be strong in, this brother might be weak in, and we have to rely on each other to build each other up. But that's all. It's not just one. It's not just one facet of the truth of what we consume. It's everything. We consume, you know, the hell and, you know, the tribulation. But we also consume the sweetness of the scriptures in the brotherhood.
That's right. I got this last scripture. This is Sirach 18:20. Before judgment, examine thyself, and in the day of visitation, thou shalt find mercy. So, you know, like it says, before judgment, examine thyself, because, you know, the Most High is strong to mercy, you know, and it's coming a time of, you know, heavy judgment. And a lot of men, you know, if you're not walking right in the spirit, you know, you got to clean yourself up, man, before the Most High drops that hammer, man. You know, you got to make sure that those old demons, you know, don't creep up like the brother said. They be camping out trying to take you on your weakness. You got to make sure that you praying and you getting them spirits off as quick as possible, because Yahweh Shai, of course, Yahweh through Yahweh Shai is coming. Yahweh Shai himself is going to make his return, man. And he said that shall he find faith on the earth. So, you know, that's all we had. You know, we got to make sure we stay faithful and diligent in the spirit. Make sure we do everything it takes to reach that goal. You know, no slowing down, just constantly maintaining our integrity, maintaining our faith, maintaining the spirit of Yahweh Shai till we get to the end. So, you know, we want to end it by giving all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom, Makim.
Shalom.